We got a live call-in right out the gate. Caller, you're live. Welcome to the show. How are you today? We're good.
Yeah, I can't. What is this chick? I can't hear her, but I know who it is.
Can you hear her, Luke?
Is that Maggie? Nah, I can't hear
her. We got audio issues, Maggie.
Right out of the gate. What a way to start the show, ladies and gentlemen.
Did you hear the ringtone, Luke?
No,
she hung up on us.
Okay. She hung up. Maggie, if you were out there, we can't hear you. Audio issues.
She can hear me.
Oh.
Can you hear me now? Yeah. Luke just can't hear you.
I can't hear. I can hear faintly, so it's something on our audio settings.
Yeah.
Welcome to the show, ladies and gents.
Well, what's up? Like, what do you got for us today? How you doing?
Tell us about the construction scene.
Her cat's pregnant. You hearing this, Luke?
Her cat's pregnant. Wow. I can't hear. Audio issues. You're gonna have to take down the live call-in number. It's all fucked. Only gonna be live stream links. Nobody can hear Maggie. Nobody can hear Coach. Ladies and gentlemen, it is just a Luke Lombardi show tonight.
All right,
I hear myself. The whole channel hears all of us.
Maggie, say something.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, but you're gonna have to listen to yourself for a little bit.
All right, I'll listen.
Luke, can you hear me?
Chat, do you hear me twice? Yeah, I hear.
So Maggie, what brings you on?
I don't know. I just haven't talked to anybody in a while.
So this is the place
you want to talking about tonight? Are you talking about anything important?
Yeah, tonight's topic. Be here twice. Can't talk to be a disaster.
Wait, can he hear me or can he not?
He can hear you. He can also hear himself.
Fucking Zion.
Yeah, well, I told you about my cats. The one's gonna have kittens in my house.
Nice. That's exciting.
Yeah. Well, aren't you supposed to lead the show?
Yeah. We're just struggling with audio issues. I had to cut you off. All right, Luke. There, you can talk now. There's no more echo.
And you hear me?
Yeah.
Do we know what happened?
There's just something wrong with the.
Yeah, you're gonna take the live call-in button down.
Any last thoughts for Maggie? Maggie, thanks for joining up.
Yeah, Maggie. Well, we're sorry about the audio issues. Matt really dropped the ball there on the tech. All right, live call-in banner is gone. Chat. We have no live call-in tonight.
She's gone.
Well, welcome to the No Hope Podcast. I'm Luke Lombardi, your co-host. I'm accompanied by Matt himself, Coach Onion, Coach Orion. I mean, the guy's mediocre at video games, as Rick would say. But in my eyes, Coach is the number one hombre out there. Welcome to the show.
Thanks, Luke. What an entrance, man. That guy's always just full of kind words to give. I think that's why he's got so many friends. Like, he just kind of lifts the spirits of others around him. I'm Matt, co-host here, the No Boat Podcast, and a pretty avid fish keeper. I think Luke's taught me a lot in that regard. He's quite knowledgeable in the craft.
Thanks, man.
It's been up to.
All right, well, chat. It's just me. Something happened here with Coach. We're gonna go in to the pain cave tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Anybody out there watching? Hey, Matt, welcome back.
It's one of those days, dude.
What happened there?
I don't even know. It just exited me out. So what's going on, man?
The viewers and me, we were just talking about pain, dude, and came to mind earlier. I was curious, when was the last time you've been to the pain cave?
Well, let's talk about pain for a sec. When you say pain cave, you're talking physical pain, mental pain.
Oh, I think I got a lot, but I'm talking right now, just in the CrossFit world. Like, when was the last time you just went to this place where you just unbearably unleashed?
Yesterday.
Or
sorry, Friday.
That was like
Man, I wish it was Saturday. Fuck.
That was the hardest stuff you've done in a while.
Yeah, I was pretty
I'm
fucking
thinking
hard.
like, think about the like. I mean, you did look like you were in some pain, but like,
I've never box jumped that slow in my life.
I'm just thinking like a time when like you're just like full send, ready to die. Like, I can think the last time I was there was a while ago. Like the last time I just like full out went nuts was the Nobo days, and me and Jamie were doing the open wad head to head, and it was the bar muscle up. It was like 15 front squats or something, or 15 thrusters, and he did 30 pull ups, 15 thrusters, rested a minute. That workout, me and him went head to head. I remember by the end, I was hunched over, ready
Sounds like
to
a
just
recipe for
vomit.
disaster. You
Yeah,
two
ready
in a
to
room
vomit.
together.
Yeah. Those were my days, man. Those were the days when I was, a little bit on the fitter side.
Have you ever pushed hard for Fran?
Yeah. I remember ICA laid on the floor, and my forearms hurt so bad.
I feel like Fran's one of those ones where you just, you want a good time, you have to full send it. And
but I haven't. Yeah, you have to. Otherwise, you're done the workout. And you're like, wasn't too bad.
Yeah.
Like, and it's one of those things you just got to figure out how to hold onto the bar. Get fucking uncomfortable. But yeah, I was just thinking about it today because I was like, damn, like I don't know when the last time I blacked out like that was. It's been forever. Like even on something as simple as a mile run, like I remember a time at full out sprint. It was me and Sarah. And same thing, like I finished the mile run and just like dropped to the ground. It took me 5 minutes to recover.
But I have an interesting question though.
This fucking
because
spot
I feel like in CrossFit,
pissing me off.
Maggie, if you want to J up, you can click the link in the comments on YouTube. But I feel like in CrossFit, right, you don't really know where that dark place is until you get there. I think at least for me, and like going there again is not really. I don't think I really like to let myself go that hard, like Fran level. Like, yeah, you're like on the floor, like you don't even know where you are.
Yeah,
I'm not a puker, but if I did puke more often, I probably would puke during that WOD.
Fran. Oh, Friday.
No, Fran. I'm talking about Fran. Like, push. That's probably like the hardest.
Yeah.
I pushed.
Yeah. To get I think like the blackout sis, I was thinking about Friday's workout, and you can only push so hard once you like break the 7-minute barrier. So like that workout was 15 minutes. Like it hurts, but it's not going to be like if I said to you row as fast as you fucking 2K row. That's like a perfect example. That's like a recipe for disaster because like I could scream at you.
Dude,
and make
me
you
and
harder
Sam.
and harder and harder.
Actually, I remember there was a 2K row me and Sam did with this guy Kai, who was like a collegiate rower, and like for some reason I was like, oh, why don't you coach the class? Because that's all it was. It was just a 2K row for the day, and so I remember me and Sam were in a heat, and Kai was just running around, and he was like yelling at us, like telling us when to pick up the pace, and he was like, look at the machine. You are a machine. That number is you on the display. I remember when I got off that thing, I remember at like 1,000, I was like, holy shit, I'm dying. And like, you basically have to push for a whole 1,000 meters. So what is that? Like
it's another 4 minutes. Yeah, 3 to 4 minutes.
4 minutes. Wow. Which sucks. Yeah, you're right. The 2K row is another one that like, if you want a good time, yeah, that's exactly like Fran, right? Like you could chill on a 2K row.
Yeah, but if you don't chill, thing will fuck you up. But I was just thinking today, like, and no matter what I do programming, I was thinking of it because I was trying to like, get some WODs and my brain was going and understanding some of the deep, dark secrets of it is like, it really just comes down to the individual. So I was curious, when was the last time you went pain? Because then I was thinking about my ribs and, all you haters out there about my ribs, fuck you.
We don't know. Also, Taryn, if you're watching live, can we get the clip? Like, chat's been dying to see it.
Yeah. But I was thinking about pain tolerance, and I would say I have a pretty fucking high pain tolerance.
Why do you think that?
I just know I do. My appendix ruptured, and I still like was living my life. I was like, oh, that's uncomfortable. That hurts. I don't feel good, but I'll keep doing what I have to do.
Right.
It's not like a pat on the back or, fucking brag. It's more of just my pain tolerance, I believe, is higher than the average person. Now, if somebody punched me in the face, I don't know what would happen there. But
Nick wants to know if your hands hurt. Does your hand hurt?
no, hand's good.
Yeah. How do you really know if you have a high pain tolerance though? I think for me, it like comes down to like if Trill and I shower together, she can definitely take hot water more than I can.
I don't know if that's
yeah, like I don't know.
I don't know if that's pain tolerance, but there used to be like the low key brag of like, no, Nick wants to know about your hand, but if
my hand's
women
all healed up.
like pregnancy are like usually as like a flex of like, nah, I can handle pain more than you can handle pain type of stuff. Isn't that a thing?
Yeah, I've heard that. But again, like how are we ever supposed to know what pregnancy feels like?
Yeah. True. Remember back in the day that dude that got pregnant?
No, that actually happen?
Yeah, it was legit, wasn't it?
I didn't think so.
100%. Chat dropped that in the. He was the first dude that got pregnant. He was an Asian dude. I remember male pregnancy images. This guy right here. She would. This should be good.
Hey,
call her.
Can you
Maggie,
hear?
do you remember that Asian guy that got pregnant? He was all over the internet.
I thought it was a tree growing inside of him.
No, remember he had a baby. It was like, well, maybe they never told us the deets about it.
Did we go to school with him?
No, we didn't go to a fucking school with him. It was like people's news.
No, why are you guys talking about that? Are you worried?
Just talking about pain. Do you think male or female people have a higher pain tolerance? This guy, you guys remember him?
It's a known statistic that men have a low tolerance compared to women.
That's what I thought. I thought women had a higher pain tolerance.
Yeah, because women have babies and stuff, and they it's like I forget what the. No, but they can. I forget. It's like equivalent to when they have babies, equivalent to breaking a certain amount of bones, and like they're like made to be able to,
All right, Taryn cleared it up. So it turns out this guy actually started as a woman.
Gotcha. Okay.
So biologically,
so he's a woman. Listen, if you want to talk about trans stuff, no, it doesn't. It's not real. That's just insanity.
Maggie, your Philly accent is fucking hardcore, bro.
Is it really?
Holy shit.
What do I sound like?
Just East Coast, like Philly, like home.
Yeah.
Our hometown.
Sounds ghetto.
Nah, not ghetto.
Yeah, I got a story though. I'm sure nobody knows. My fucking car got stolen. I mean, I got it back, but someone decided to take it for 2 weeks for a fucking joyride.
So wait,
all right. yeah, rewind.
Let's rewind here. First of all, was the car locked?
Yeah, I mean, occasionally I don't lock my door.
Okay, first of all, let's rewind even more. Let's let the people know a little bit more. First of all, you've had this cough for 3 years. Are we concerned?
Yeah, I mean, I'm slowly dying. That's why I tell you I'm going to pass away by 30.
You also, you and Adam have the same exact accent.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I don't even know if it's an accent. She just sounds exactly like Adam.
I thought the exact same thing when she said dying.
Yeah.
I don't understand how do like California people talk. Is there like a different thing? Like
it's just slower.
I don't have slang. I mean, I'm not.
You have some twang. There's like some twang.
Say some shit like words. Let's do the test. Like.
Okay, give me some words.
Water. And we need a Californian in here to go head to head with her right now.
All right, you want me to say water?
We're gonna get California. Somebody watching from California, pop your head in here. The caller ID is dead. You can do camera off, just like Maggie. And then we've got to hear more about this car thievery thing because I'm convinced you probably provoked it somehow.
No, I didn't provoke it. I just live in Fulcroft. You know, there's this other.
Right, so let's back up. Do you have a driveway?
Yeah, but the neighbors who live in the house with me, you know, they think they're superior. So, you know, they put their dumpy car in the fucking driveway. They put all these
So you parked it on the street?
Yeah, but in a cul-de-sac. I live in like a little neighborhood
How
with like.
far outside of the city are you?
No, I mean I live in Fort Worth. I'm like 8 minutes from the Philadelphia airport. You know, it's crawling with different
Yeah, so you're
races
crawling in
on
the
both
city.
ends. Yeah,
Yeah.
so I mean, I just live like in a
That right there's an atom mine. Yeah.
So listen, Delco is kind of like there's Swarthmore where there's money, but then right next to it's Chester, and that's just just
Okay.
you could picture it. It's like
So
the whole
you park your car on the street
like not on
and
the street, like in a cul-de-sac. It's like a kid neighborhood, and
Yeah, but
like
on
they
the
just
road.
yeah, and they just
Yeah.
they probably came up to her and like, oh, let me just take this car. And when I found it, the seat was reclined all the way back. You can only imagine who and what was driving it. The whole
Hold on.
yeah,
So,
pause.
yeah, how did you know? Like, did you wake up and your car was just gone?
Yeah, so I wake up for work. I wake up at 6:15. I gotta leave by 6:25. I go out the
Yeah, what do
door.
you do for work? Let's tell everybody what we do for work right now.
So I'm an assistant project manager for construction. The goal is to be a project manager, but I really just hate life and everything that comes about it. So
She
I
was
don't know.
directing traffic the other day is what I'm getting at. She's
I
sat in the
wasn't-
middle.
There was a crane. There was a crane there, and they made me drive this little go-kart around and tell people where to go, and I had to make sure the crane fit through the fire protection pipes and whatever. And I don't really know what's going on. I just put the hard hat on and continue with the day.
Okay, so you're a construction worker. You wake up at 6:15. You walk outside, and what's going on?
So I walk outside and I look around and I'm like, oh, like, maybe like I took too many sleeping pills last night. Like, where's my car? So I look down the street. I'm like, it's nowhere to be found. So I called Dad in a panic and I'm like, I think my car got towed. Like, I gotta go pick it up. And then I kind of think about it. I'm like, towed for fucking what? So Mom is like, call the police. I call the police. They come over. I invite him in, offer him a cigarette. He says no. And then he's like, what? And then he's like, no, your car wasn't towed, so it was definitely stolen. So the car was
Did the cops show empathy towards you?
oh yeah, and he felt sorry for me, and I was like,
What'd he say? What'd he say?
He said this happens a lot. I said, so you're not gonna find it though. Like, I know you're not gonna go search for it. He's like, no, I got other things to do today. I said, so I have to find it.
Did he say he was gonna write a report or anything?
Yeah, he wrote a report. They filed, but then
why'd you offer him a cigarette? Did he look like a smoker? I would have went with the coffee usually.
I did. I offered
donuts. Yeah.
No, I offered him a Miller Lite and a bubbly water. That's all I
had.
At
8 a.m. in the
Miller
morning.
Lite.
That's all I had in the fridge. So I was like, whatever I got, sure. I was like, do you want something to eat? He declined all, I did.
He came by himself, or did he have a partner with him?
He came by himself. I'm like, also, by the way, I'm like, do you help me even though I'm a felon? And he's like, oh, yeah. And I was like, all right, well, that's good. Thanks. So, because I'm just a felon now. So, I know the family's disappointed. I appreciate all your sympathy, though.
It's protect and serve. They got to protect everybody.
Yeah,
they don't get
still
pick
a person,
choose.
dude.
Yeah, so then I get the car back, and there's certain things that were wrong with it that were like my fault, and I was like, I didn't do any of that.
Well, hold on. Who found it, or did it just show up?
So nationwide, the insurance company calls me and they're like, there was 2 sightings of your car at the same address.
Also, you got a guest here that wants to ask you a question. Who's August 988? You can fire away when ready. Go ahead, Maggie.
Yeah, so they want to ask me a question?
No, I don't know. We don't know the question yet. I'll let you know as soon as we find out.
All right, so I called the cops to Philadelphia. They go, they're like, we found your car. It's a whole thing. I got to get it out of the tow place. The guy at the tow place is screaming at me. I tip him $20 to fuck off, and then he was nice after I threw him a 20. Not like I had anything left after that. So
wait, where'd they tow it from? How did it end up at the tow station?
It's like 69th Street. It's real ghetto. It's like dark.
Did they hotwire the car, or you left the keys in there?
Yeah, no. They have these iPads where they can say have a push to start, where they can hotwire it that. It's not hot wiring. They turn it on like that.
That's fucking nuts.
Yeah. So I mean, they have the car.
I thought you said your car was a piece of shit. It has fucking remote start.
No, not my new car. Neither of my cars are good. It's a Grand Jeep Cherokee. It's nice, black. Luke's never seen it. Got a nice black rims. A little ghetto, I guess.
Nice. Do you have low riders, like low street riders on it?
What's that even mean?
Like drop the car all the way down to the ground? Chris
No,
does that his Acura.
No, I mean, it's not a sports car. I don't think it does that. But yeah, so the car got stolen. It's getting fixed right now. I'm gonna, pick it up and, continue on. Right now I'm driving a little Sport Rogue. I hate it. I made it smoke already. Like the fucking hood was smoking, and it's a real tough time for me. It's always just a tough time for me.
This could be Matt's first interviewee right here.
Yeah. So hold on. Let's go back to the car sitch. So I'm assuming you opened the door, everything's fine. You just had the seats back. Did they root through your glove compartment?
No, everything was everything was there. Literally everything. I thought they were gonna steal my purse and my laptop. It was all in there. But in a way, I was hoping that I would never find it because I really wanted another new car. But it just didn't
You
work
wanted
out.
a new car, okay? Did did the police check the car to make sure there's nothing in there?
No, that's another thing. Especially in Philly, they don't care. They don't care at all. They'd even go to the house to arrest them. They gave me back my car, called it a day, case closed. I said, I guess this is what you live for, living in the crumb of the crumb.
I'm just curious,
Maggie. Go ahead, Luke.
What if there's something what if they put drugs in there and then you get arrested and there's fucking pounds of coke in your car?
Oh, yeah, right. Yeah, there was some weed residue, and I told them that it smelled like shit. But I was like, it ain't my fault. I don't know what to tell you. But they won't believe me anyway, because I'm on probation. So
you're still a person, dude.
Yeah, but I mean, when you're a felon, you lose all rights. You're really not. You're at the bottom of the totem pole.
Did you ride in the back of a cop car when you got arrested?
A few times, shackled and
all right. So, quick question for you.
Yeah.
Don't cops have remotes for the stoplights to turn them green when they need them to?
I've never even heard that. I mean, I don't know.
Okay, reword the question. So when you're sitting on the road, maybe not in the car, but there's a cop that goes through, do the lights turn green for the cop?
I mean, I don't. You mean would I know this from being in the back of the cop car?
Would you know this from being a human on the East Coast? So you're on the road, and all of a sudden you hear sirens, and all of a sudden the light will flash, and then it's green. Right? The lights turn green. Chris, you're in the chat. You would know this.
Yeah. Can someone from PA please just cover this?
Gaz knows the answer.
Yeah, I guess you want to hear. Yeah, yeah, I guess so.
I was just curious if you saw them press the button up, but I guess they didn't have the lights on when you were in the back.
Oh no, in the back of the cop car. I mean, I was shackled and laying down because they shackled my ankles, and I was like, "Well, what do you want me to do?" And he was like, "I guess you could lay down." Transported me to state prison.
Did he talk to you at all?
Yeah, I said, "You think I'm going to jail?" He's like, "No." I was basically going to jail though.
Did you talk to him? About what?
All of them. I mean, I talked to them. I don't even know what it's called. They bring you in and they the first night that I got arrested, they take all my stuff. They're transporting me back and forth from different holding cells. I don't know why. They take my mug shot. They ask me all these questions. And then, that's really it. They put you in the cell for the night. No blanket, no shoes. You got to take basically your shirt off because they don't want you to hang yourself. You just lay in the...
Do you know Luke did a ride along?
Yeah, I've been a cop for a day. I took somebody to jail.
Oh, really? For what?
He wasn't allowed to talk to the suspect, though.
Yeah. The suspect tried to talk to me, and he kept calling me a narc.
Wait, why were you driving someone to jail?
I fucking booked him. We arrested him.
Who booked him?
Me and my fucking boy.
Where did you take him? Into prison?
It was 2:30 in the morning.
And then what?
He got in the back of the seat and he said to me, he goes, "Come on, man. We've all been through this." He goes, "You've been divorced before, right?" And we're driving down the road. But as we're driving, the officer I'm with, he's a stickler.
He's not much of a talker anyway. Right?
Luke is driving in the front seat with a cop.
Yeah, I'm a cop. I was basically the undercover officer in this situation.
How'd you get hired for this? I've never.
It was a one-day stint.
Yeah.
So anyway, so we get to the jail. We walk him into the jail. We sit him down. Did you sit on a bench at the jail?
Yeah, like in a holding cell. It's like a block room.
No, but when you get there, we were just in the parking lot. We threw him on a bench. We buckled him in, and then the police officer starts writing report. Is that what happened for you?
No, I decided to go look for my car because I abandoned it in the middle of the road, and I was like, "Where's my car?" They're like, "You're under arrest." Like the fuck.
Yeah, but then once they took you to the jail, then what they do?
They put you in the
first
holding
because
cell.
they put you in a holding cell because you can't see a judge till Monday. So I'm in the holding cell, and then after I saw the judge, they basically, to be bailed out, like my bail was posted, but I still have to get transferred to prison. So I went to George W. Hill. It's like a state prison. And they take me there. They throw me in a room with a couple girls. Since my bail was posted, they didn't have to like strip search me or anything. And then, they give you a little bus ticket and a token, and they're like, go ahead, run for the street. So it's snowing. I'm jogging up the hill and I'm waiting in the snow. I hop in some stranger's car to use a phone, and then Sarah and Dad an hour and a half later come find me, and then it was like a it was like a little dream from there on.
You hopped in a stranger's car?
Yeah,
because I was like, I'm freezing. Can I sit in your car? She was waiting for her son to get out of jail. He was there for 2 years, and we just hung out and stuff and talked. And she asked me what I did, and I was like, my boyfriend was cheating on me. Like, the fuck? It's not my fault.
Oh my! All right, so you hop in a random person's car, no fear for your life. Let's go back to prison. Did you have any prison mates?
Yeah. Hold on. First of all, when you first get there, don't they make you like just strip nude in front of them?
Oh wait,
change your clothes.
So that's what you're not understanding. When you get put in a holding cell, that's like
I'm an officer. I understand.
Yeah. So like when you're in the county, like I was in the county. So you just go to a holding cell. There's like 2 cells next to each other.
Off to run you. So you get there. Do you see a nurse and somebody runs all your medical stuff?
No, they don't.
Oh, the East Coast. The East Coast is harsh. California, they treat you like fucking like candy. Like, you're a fucking Michelin star restaurant.
Yeah,
here.
they
come in. They put you down. The officer will make sure they're good. If they want a snack, they have fucking beef jerky sticks for them. Then they see a nurse, and if you're good enough to convince them that you're sick, then you got to go to the hospital. And then you can get cleared by the doctor. So in Philly, they just say, "How do you feel?" And then you're locked up.
Yeah, no, they don't ask you shit. They don't feed you. I mean,
When's the mug shot? I'm confused. Does that happen after the holding cell?
No, that happens when they're like.
Can we find mugshot on the internet? You think?
I don't think mine's on there. I don't know why.
Did they take one? When did they do that?
Yeah, they always take a mugshot. I mean, I'm a felon. Yeah, they have a mugshot. They got my.
I know, but when? When did they shoot that?
January 2023. On 23rd, I think.
No, I mean like in the process, like you're in the holding cell and they're like, "Hey, let's go take pictures."
So long story short, let me tell you the story. So blah blah, blah, I commit the crime. My car's leaking shit. There's shit bending from it, whatever. So I park it out back of my friend's house in Clifton Heights, which is like a couple neighborhoods over from me. I leave it out back there. I have them drive me back to the crime scene. I go back to my house, he's sometimes my roommate, my friend Sean. So I call him, I'm like, you got to come home because he's on the run. So I was like, you got to come home before they come looking for us. So we lock all the doors. Sean comes home. I fall asleep. I don't remember what I did.
Pause. Can we separate? Are you and Sean, you're not 2 different charges, right? He's in trouble for something else and you're in trouble.
He's not a felon. He just has a lot of different.
But he didn't. But you guys are both in trouble for something else in this situation.
Well, Sean's on the run because he left his PO officer, so the cops are looking.
Okay, so completely different topic, right?
Yeah. He's not he doesn't. I have a violent crime, so I'll have that forever.
Yeah. Wait. So hold on. You take the car back. You go back to the crime scene. Then you change your mind. You go back home.
So my friend's boyfriend drops me off. I leave the car at her house. The next day I go get my car, drive it home, park it here. I later that night try to get in the car and drive. I remember it's raining. The car dies on a main road in Delco. I abandon the car, hop out, start hiking home. I'm like, oh my God, I gotta get it too. So there's a guy
called hiking.
Yeah. So I go back to my house. The cops pick up my car. My friend Jess, her best friend's brother is a cop who was looking for me, and he was like, we picked up your friend's fucking car. Is she nuts? So I'm like, I gotta call my dad. So that's just an episode in itself. So we go pick up my car. I go try to pick up my car from the police station. They're like, yeah, you're under arrest. So
so you basically turn yourself in.
Yeah. So
you committed a crime and you went to the police station thinking they would be like, oh yeah, it's over here, man, you're good to
go. yeah, that's what I thought. So I get arrested. They
before you got arrested though, when you were sleeping at home and you heard sirens, were you freaking out?
No, I didn't hear sirens anywhere. I mean, after I commit the crime, he's like, I'm calling the cops on you. And I'm like, I'm leaving. So I drive away. And they don't catch me there. I turn myself in basically. And they're real nice and they're real good. it wasn't a big deal. So then, they like at the end of the night, they're like, all right, you stay in here, stay in the cell all night. Some guy next door is pissing and shitting and screaming all night. I don't know why. And it
Can
was like
we go back a little bit? Can we rewind?
yeah.
Okay, so you're driving down the road and you're like, what goes on in your head? You're just like, I'm gonna fucking run into this car.
Yeah, so all right. So
we're going way back. We're going to the actual crime now.
Yeah,
is this too much for the chat? If this is too much for you.
Yeah, so
Maggie, is this appropriate? Are you okay with this?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. So me and him are already fighting. We literally were just fighting over text because he just always gotta hook up with everyone and do whatever and does what he wants. Sure. The week before,
I'm curious, like what's going on? What's going on in your head right now? So you're driving.
So I'm at a light. I'm about to go home, and I see Danny drive by me, and I'm like, "That's Danny." And I'm like, "There's a bitch in that car." So I turn left. I follow the car. I don't know what my goal was at this point. I think it's to get her out of the car, which I do. So she turns around, like me and him used to laugh about it after, we got back together, and he's like, I'm sitting here telling this girl how crazy you are, and he's like, holy shit, she's behind us. So she must turn around to look at me to be like, see if it's me. I don't know. The second she looks, I'm like, that's it. I hit him. And then we're going through lights, we're going through stop signs. I'm hitting them, running them off the road. He turns into a cul-de-sac to get away from me. I go flying down.
So he sees you in the rearview mirror, and
I'm slamming him. I'm playing bumper cars, and he has like an old Buick, and I'm slamming it.
So in those moments, that's what I'm curious. What happens? What's going on in your fucking head?
Yeah,
it's like I'm thinking myself. I'm driving down the road, and I see this. I'm not doing any of this. I don't think. So I'm curious. Maybe I would if I want to know what your head happens.
It gets worse at this point. So we get
hold on. Let's get a little deep dive real quick. Has he done this before?
Oh, like fucked other girls? Yeah, I just never caught it red-handed.
So this is this is the first time you're seeing it happen real time right in front of your face. So you're like, I gotta fucking seize the opportunity here.
Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking. I wasn't thinking anything. All I saw was red. I mean,
so you saw red and you said, I'm gonna play bumper cars, and you just
I think my goal was to get her out. I want to beat her up, and I do. So I'll proceed. So they finally.
Why not beat him up though?
I don't know. I don't know because he's too big. He was 6'4". I'm like, I'm not fighting you. I'm not hitting you. I'm hitting her. And he would run, and I can't run that fast. So she was.
So
chubby.
she was the easy target.
Yeah, she was chubby. So she's laying on the ground though. This is how I'm able to attack her.
Do you know her, or this was like some rando?
No, I know her now. She's some like little junkie whore, little coke
before that.
Yeah, she was a suspect that we got in a fight about a week before. So we were fighting about her. She's a suspect. She was texting him, and I'm like, "Why are you texting her?" We get in a little fist fight. I throw him in through the window. It breaks.
But this isn't his first time, and
yeah,
I'm curious, like what triggered you to not just be like, here it goes again. This time you were just like, I'm done.
Because I saw it. Like I would never like. They called this.
It was real now.
Yeah, I wouldn't premeditate a plan to go kill him. Like you know what I'm saying. And I wasn't going to kill him. I wasn't going to kill him. I wasn't.
You just in your mind, you were gonna shake his boots a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I shake the whole world that night. I was like, I kept saying, like, oh, I hope I ruined their night. You think I did?
So hold on, before we get back to the crime, are you saying you tussled with this chick before?
No, me and him were just fighting about her. I didn't talk to her. I didn't say that. I knew he was.
And you threw him into the wall.
Yeah, a week before because he was like, I'll do what I want. I'll hook up with who I want. I said, get the.
So 6'4", you can handle him. It's just the running.
Yeah, like I'm not.
Which is like, why didn't you do more Nobo, dude? You could have been fucking in tip-top shape for this.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, but the car was a good weapon. It served me well. So. Anyway,
so are you doing any kind of maneuvers? Or are you just going like bumper to bumper? Are you trying to do like that thing they do on the cops show where you like hit the side bumper and make the car spin?
No. So the car does spin. This part, let me tell this part. So he pulls in a cul-de-sac and picture it. So on the left-hand side, there's a little hill of grass. We're in the parking lot, and then in front of us is like
Hold on. So you're basically in a chase, and he goes down a neighborhood that's a cul-de-sac?
Not a cul-de-sac. It's like it's not a cul-de-sac. It's like a building complex for like something. Like I don't know what it is. It's like he turns down that road, and I just follow him. Like I'm not giving up.
Do you know where you are?
Yeah, Calkin Hook Road, right around the corner from my house. Right. So I pulled down and as he's like trying to get away from me, he opens the door and tells her to get out. But as the door is opening and she's getting out, I hit the car again and she flies out and he runs over her foot.
Oh my
So,
God.
yeah. The girl is laying in the grass and I parked the car. And
Why would he tell her to get out?
I was trying to tell her to run to safety. I know she can't run. So
Was
fuck
that
that.
her hood? Was that her neighborhood?
No, they were going to buy crack. I mean, that's what they were doing. They were
So she was just in some. He was just like, "Hey, get out this random neighborhood. Good luck."
No, he was like,
How
go
do you-
he was like, go hide behind the building. Like it was a complex. He's like,
Was it a lot? Was there a lot of noise? Where their colors?
No,
Did people
dead
come out?
silent. I didn't hear anybody or anything. There was nobody out. It was like factories, a factoring thing.
Yeah.
Like
it's
it wasn't
industrial
like
complex.
a neighborhood. I wasn't in
Yeah.
a neighborhood. So she's laying in the grass and I hop out of the car. Now, here's some background. I just got a shower, hair sopping wet, no pants on and a t-shirt, and it's freezing. So I hop out and I'm
Hold
like,
on, the no pants part. You wearing shorts?
nah, I was free balling it. You know, it's just how I sleep. I was
What,
getting
you
ready
wearing
for bed.
Hold on, are you wearing underwear?
Yeah, no, nothing.
What
at all.
made
Nothing.
you?
Yeah.
Wait, why'd you even leave the house this night?
Because I was at my friend Jules' house hanging out. Me and her always chill like that. You know,
Okay,
no
so you're
pants.
just chilling in the nude. You get in your car to go.
Yeah, and I'm barefoot too. Another thing, I'm barefoot. I'm not.
It's
wearing
winter
shoes.
time because this was like January or February. So
Yeah,
you get in your
January
car to go
23rd.
home at this point, and you happen to just be
Thank God
driving.
the cops didn't come then because it
Yeah.
would have been crazy.
Yeah, so she's laying in the grass, and I hop out of the car, and I'm like, "Who the fuck are you?" And she's like begging for life, and I'm like, she's like, "Please, I'm just his friend." I'm like, "You're lying." I straddle her. Danny's like, "Get off of her." I'm like, "Get off of her." Like I couldn't believe he was defending her. You know what I mean? I'm like, "You should be defending
So
me."
yeah,
Like,
you're getting pissed.
yeah, so I'm like, me and him are exchanging words. I'm like, he's like, "You're going to jail, bitch." And I'm like, "You're going to fucking jail, you fucking," because he was going to jail for everything. I was like, "You're going to go to jail." So the second he says this, I'm like, "Yeah, I'm really going to jail. I better go." So I get in the car, I back up one more time and hit the car. It goes over a hill and into a fence. All the lights are beaming, breaking, whatever.
Your car's
so
a tank. What are you driving?
I drive a
This
Grand
car
Coupe.
is shot, dude. This
It was
Yeah,
a
yeah, but-
Volkswagen, 2019 Volkswagen.
A Beetle
Tiguan.
or a Jetta?
A Tiguan.
A Tiguan.
yeah, it's
Yeah,
the
it's an
bigger
SUV.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
shit.
pretty nice
Okay.
car.
4-wheel
Yeah.
drive.
Yeah, so I
Do
drive
you have
away.
that turned on? Do you have the 4-wheel drive turned on for this?
No, I don't know. I just
Alright.
What do you mean you fly off a cliff?
No,
She
so
knocks
there's, like,
his
a
car
tiny
off the
little-
fucking cliff.
Imagine a tiny little. No, I don't knock it off the cliff. I hit it one more time and it rolls over this little hill.
So to do this maneuver, do you have to like put it in reverse first, then put it in drive, and then floor
Yeah,
it? Like,
yeah, that's what I did.
did you actually floor it?
Yeah.
Yeah, like to Luke's point, I'm picturing a bunch of sounds happening, like
Yeah,
tires
once it-
screeching, metal crunching, it's
Yeah.
rolling down a hill,
Yeah, so
some
once
chick screaming.
Yeah, and I'm like hearing Danny scream, "Run!"
So when I get back to the crime later that night, I make Jules' boyfriend drive me back to the crime scene. When I get to
So
the
the car
crime
gets
scene,
you home. The car gets you back home.
Yeah, the car. Yeah, and I leave the car at a friend's house.
Wait,
So
hold
I
on, hold
drive-
on, hold on. So is Danny in the car when you knock it off a cliff?
No, he's out of the car calling the cops. Like a
So
pussy.
you knock his car, he's calling the cops, and you just beeline out of there.
Yeah, I leave. I jump.
You
back
never
in
hit the chick? Did you ever hit the chick or no?
with my hands, not with my car.
Yeah, with your fists or your open hand?
My
like,
hands.
slap?
I felt like I was hitting a balloon. I must have been that mad. But I get out, smack her up, hit her, put her face in the dirt, and Danny's like, "Get over her." So I eventually hop off. I'm like,
Do you get hit at any point? No injuries sustained, nothing.
no, I must have did something to my foot. I was gushing blood, but I think it's from the way the car crunched on my foot. So
It doesn't sound like you were looking to like murder this chick. You were just
yeah, because I said to the cops, I said, "Listen, if I was going to kill them, they'd be dead." I said it wasn't the goal. I said that to the judge. I said, if they were going to die, we'd be burying them. I mean, we
your
did bury
lawyer
one.
suggest saying that.
It's Jess.
What?
No, I just told the cops that the night they arrested me. I'm like, I wasn't going to kill
Okay,
them.
but like when you got
Yeah.
in front of the judge and said like if I wanted them dead, like
No, I didn't speak to her. I was actually, once I woke up that day, I couldn't even believe what happened. I was like traumatized. And she's like, they're not nice either. I have like a bunch of charges, and it's like all these ones. I got one for like fleeing the scene too, and
Yeah. So you didn't get in trouble that night, right? So nobody came to your house. They
nobody.
didn't
So
call
what
the
happens
cops.
is Saturday night, I
Go looking for the car.
turned myself in on Sunday night late
Yeah.
on Sunday night.
See, if that was me, like Saturday, anytime I heard like fire engines or like any siren, I'd be freaking out. Like, fuck, this is it.
Yeah, I mean, here's another thing. They didn't know where my address was because I'm registered at Melvin Road in Phoenixville, so they had no idea where I lived.
But they didn't go there.
Nah, because they don't really. You gotta remember, it's Philly. These crimes, like somebody got murdered that same night, so then they were.
But didn't Danny call in? Doesn't he know where you live?
I guess on Woodland Ave in Collingdale. So another thing is he regretted calling the cops on me. He never answered them again. She pressed charges on me. He didn't. Me and him got back together 2 weeks later. Like, whatever.
Well, that was like your Orange is the New Black. That was your prison then. You were in prison days, like back together with him.
No, I mean I was in prison for a night. I never went to jail. I didn't.
Wait. All right. Another question. Actually, I got to rewind. So this happened Saturday. Between Saturday and Sunday night before you turn yourself in, does Vince know any of this? Like
nothing. I don't say a word. I call nobody.
So nobody, yeah, everybody's living there. Like, how crazy is that? Like, people just like shit,
do
like
shit.
Yeah, crazy shit goes on, and like you just live your life.
Yeah, I don't call dad until something's like dramatic. I really don't.
Well, I mean, a lot of dramatic. Yeah, that's. But you mean dramatic? Like there was a thought in your head that like maybe nothing was gonna happen, and you were just gonna
I knew I was going to jail. I knew
because of her.
No, but I didn't know what he was going to do either. I mean, I just knew I committed a crime. Like I committed a crime, like a serious violent crime.
Okay, so now you get arrested.
So I get arrested, like, that night. They're processing me. They're asking me questions. They're taking all my information. They eventually just put you in the cell for the night to sleep. Next day, you see a judge on, like, video camera. Then they go to transfer me to prison. And if I didn't get bailed out, I would have been in prison for, like, 6 months until my court date was up. Because, like, court takes a while. So, but Sarah and Dad and them bailed me out. So I get transferred to Glen Mills, like a George W. Hill. And before they take me, they like really treat you like a prisoner. Like I'm shackled at my ankles, shackled at my wrist, my arms, everything, and you're shuffling with shackles on. They throw me
ties are like the metal ones.
Metal, and they hurt.
Yeah.
And they throw me in the back of the van. I remember it's snowing. I'm delirious. All I care about is that he was with another girl. I don't even care about jail. I wasn't scared. I was like, I just can't believe he's with another girl. I got to find them. So, I'm on a mission. So anyway, I go to jail, get bailed out. From there, it's like a whole process. Go to court for like 6 months. And, it was a big deal. So I basically, how it ends up, they offer me a plea. And because she pressed charges on me because her foot's broken. Danny ran over her foot, but I'm the one who agitated the situation. So it was my fault. So she presses charge on me. She gets mad that me and Danny get back together. She all of a sudden is on a fucking mission. So July comes and the plea offer was to have a felony, erase all the other charges. There was 8. I would just take the felony, aggravated assault by vehicle with 3 years of probation. Or I could have done 6 months jail time for an exchange of a misdemeanor. Either way, it's on my record. So I was like, I'm not going to jail. Fuck that. Like, I'll lose everything. Like, call me Felony May from going here on out because, I think it fits me, I mean, who wouldn't have expected this?
What did you do in between February and July? What were you doing? Obviously going to court often.
Yeah, you go to court pretty often. I mean, I wasn't in a good spot. I was just serving at a restaurant. I mean, I was pretty miserable. I mean, Danny was getting worse and worse starting in like April. He was getting high, running around with people, shooting up coke. Like he was never like that before. So, he gets out of hand. July
is a lot of Philly like this?
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of drugs around here for sure.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, are you okay?
I'm listening. I'm just trying to give the people a little bit of perspective of what it's like to be out in the real world.
Yeah,
are we good? Are you okay to have this on YouTube? Like, or is this just a live? Should this just be a live show? Like, do you need us not to?
Yeah, I don't
I mean, it's going to YouTube right now. I just mean, like, do you want it to be permanent on YouTube?
Yeah, or should like this is a podcast? Like, is this stuff legally allowed to be out there?
Yeah, I mean, what are you gonna say? I can't tell people I'm a felon. They don't tell me that. So
nothing. I mean, there's going to be no name disclosure, but
yeah, I mean, I hope she sees it because I hope she knows.
That you're sorry.
No, I'm not sorry. The fuck, I should have broke something else, but I didn't.
That this might just be a live show. You might never see this episode again.
Yeah, I mean, so it was just, and then I take the felony 2 weeks later. He decides to die. So it's just been a real rough, tough run. Just
Okay.
not a real.
Sorry for your loss.
This is a sick podcast.
Yeah, so I mean,
chat literally hasn't said a fucking word.
yeah, I mean, you got any other questions, or have you had enough?
I think we
the
scared
viewers
our
are
audience.
quiet.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
haven't said a word. Does anybody want to come in and ask questions? Feel free.
How many people you got in there?
I'm gonna go deep here. Do you feel like you have misplaced anger at him and you're taking it out on this chick?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it was Danny. Like, yeah, it was his fault. But I mean, like in that moment, like you fight the girl. A lot of people are like that. You always fight the girl. Like if I could have hit him too, I would have hit him. I had to pick one, and she was laying on the ground. I don't know. It was my instinct.
Yeah, she's the easy target. I get where you're coming from.
Yeah, like he's gonna run from me. You know what I'm saying?
I don't get his thought process of like, just get out right here while my girlfriend is pursuing us and literally bumping cars with us. Like, yeah, hop out here at this industrial complex and go run behind the bush. I felt like he's putting her in more danger.
Yeah, well, he ran over her foot like an idiot. I mean, he caused fucking chaos.
He ran over her foot?
He ran it over. Like, imagine someone being like,
But you
imagine
got
opening.
for that.
So, Luke, imagine you and Matt in a car and the car's rolling and Matt's in the passenger seat but opens the door and something hits the car. So Matt flies out and then runs over his foot.
When you saw the door open, were you like, I'm going to speed up? I'm fucking nailing it right now.
I was already speeding. Like, I saw it
Maybe
as I was driving.
Happenstance, yeah.
Yeah, like I just went for it, hit it, parked the car, get out, start freaking out. We exchanged some words. I'm on her. It was just, and then like right before I leave, I go out with a bang and hit the car hard as shit, and it goes flying. And the car was totaled. He was done. It was just done. There was no fixing that thing.
What car did he have?
A 19 some Buick, like an old man car.
Oh, okay.
He used to have a truck. So
Old
I'm happy.
man, but I'm sure that car could handle a hit more than your car. I think it's probably
No,
steel.
it was a little car. No, it was a little old car, crunched up. I crunched it.
Okay, a couple questions for you.
Yeah.
First one. What advice would you give someone else?
Yeah, like chat over here. Chat, just by the way, this is a live show, chat. So, if you have any questions, drop them.
Yes, like what advice would you give the audience? Would you say, hey, let's cooperate with police? Don't cooperate. Don't
Yeah,
turn
you always
yourself in?
cooperate, but you also should the only thing is like I felt like my lawyer didn't really I mean, he said on his side, like, it was my first time offense. I could have got away with it in a way, but I got denied a lot of things like ARD. Like, they said it was violent. I mean, I thought it was mediocre.
Did you try to claim insanity at any point?
Yeah. So, I mean, at one point, like, I get diagnosed with certain things, and I'm like, diagnose me. Like, I tell my psychiatrist, I'm like, diagnose me. We're sending this into the court while I'm in the process. He tells me, like, I have bipolar 1 disorder and that, he just says I date a junkie, basically, and this is what happens when you date someone who's insane. And I was like, yeah. So he's like, you have explosive anger. So basically just bipolar, severe ADHD, anxiety, depression, the whole spiel.
Would you say there was anything in your childhood that you would be like, yeah, I agree?
The way I behaved my whole life, Luke, I was suspended every day in high school. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but
come to mind, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I humiliated you.
Did you not care if they were going to send you to jail, or were you like not trying?
I cared. I was sick.
So then it was like the reality sunk in.
Yeah, I mean, it was a big deal to choose the decision of like taking a felon. Like that affects me, like jobs and stuff. But I don't look at it that way. I'll run my own show. I can work in construction. If I want to open a business, fuck you. I'll run the business as a felon, and I'll hire felons.
Well, okay. Will the felony ever drop?
Yeah, when I'm 70, when I'm almost dead. So
Is that what they said?
yeah, I can never get it expunged because it's a violent crime.
Wow. Okay. Interesting.
Yeah, so I can't go to schools. Whatever. I don't like school anyway, so whatever.
So you tried to claim insanity. Well, you didn't try to claim insanity. You said to a psychiatrist, like, "Hey, here's like you guys went through the whole thing."
Basically, we were working against the prosecutor, and the prosecutor, they try so hard to get their client the best thing. Like she wanted to see me suffer. Like she was pushing it. She wanted me to go to jail. Even
How'd
the
she
judge said
this
she
lawyer?
didn't. The prosecutor's free.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's like a public defender.
So she used a public defender. You went with a public defender, or you went with
suited up with a lawyer, Michael Feynman. I just talked to him the other day. He was like, "I'm so glad you're working now." I said,
Did you ask little Brian?
No, I didn't call him. Didn't he just get stabbed?
No, not during that time.
Yeah, no, I didn't think to call him. I wasn't really on the radar of calling the family. A little disconnected from that.
The chat says they're taking it all in. I mean, I don't even know
what else to say. Yeah, I mean, my
life
to take this. I leave people speechless. There's not much to say.
There's a lot to say.
Yeah, like we could dig in. Yeah, there's definitely
a lot. Any other questions?
Well, let's bring it back to future here now. Like, so now you've got these issues. Like, what are you supposed to do?
Like my mental issues?
Yeah, like how do you not get angry?
I mean, I'm medicated. I take some medication.
Do you meditate?
No, I don't meditate. I don't know how to do that. I got cats. That's like I sometimes I hit a vape. Sometimes I hit a cigarette.
Where'd the coughing come from?
Yeah, I just don't got
the
good
vape
lungs.
or the cigarette.
Yeah, like I'm just not real healthy. I mean, it's whatever.
Do you sometimes think like, hey, maybe I should, or
should what?
You don't say. Like, are you interested in like pursuing a healthier life?
I'm thinking like, yeah, like what if you took up Brazilian jiu-jitsu?
Oh my God, my therapist suggested that. He's been dying for me to do it.
Yeah, why don't you get out anger? You beat the shit out of somebody.
He's been dying for me to do that.
What if we do a GoFundMe? The Nobos podcast sponsors a GoFundMe, whatever. And we'll buy you a 6 months package.
Yeah.
And she has to, and all she has to do is rep the gear, the Nobo gear, when she goes to her matches. She becomes like UFC champion.
Yeah, I think I'd be pretty good. I mean, yeah. Well,
I know. You get angry. That's for sure.
I go to the gym. I go to the gym every day. I hike every Saturday with my friend. I mean, I'm not a total fucking 600-pound life. I mean,
no, we know that. We know.
Yeah, like who do you think we are? You think we just forgot about you?
Yeah, I mean, like I definitely am not the healthiest one. I mean, I hang out with some.
I just know like you are a hothead. You've always been. So I was just wondering what they.
Yeah, I mean, as I've gotten older, I mean,
how they try to fix that besides drugs.
Well, I mean, as you get older though, too, you just like learn. Danny wasn't the greatest person to have in my life, and I learned that through therapy. And he was very important to me, but it was very like he was like abusive in like an emotional way. So it brings out like the worst in you. Like I've been with other people who didn't make me have explosive anger. Make sense?
Yeah, but I feel like you're kind of at a.
Go ahead, say it.
I'm trying to word it right. Like I don't know. You're kind of at a disadvantage because you didn't get to choose to have a relationship with or without him. That he kind of chose that for you.
Right. And it's like being with someone like that, it taints how you view relationships in general. Like you're real. Yeah, I mean, just wasn't. And he was also someone who did drugs. So it was like that they're real different when they're like that. They're high. Days go by so quick for them. They don't care. They don't think to talk to you or call you. They hook up with who you want. I mean, a different podcast we could talk about him because that's a real interesting subject.
I don't know if Shaq can handle a part two.
We've had 6 viewers. I don't know, maybe it's just me and you watching it.
Yeah, no. So like some of the activities him and his friends would sometimes do, they go to something called the Wishy Wash. Use your imagination. You know what that is? Yeah, I mean he was I thought he was like you ever hear the song Bad Leroy Brown? I mean, I thought he was a great guy.
I'm assuming the wishy-washy is like a happy
Asian
ending massage.
Asian parlor, happy ending.
Yeah, okay.
Don't use the word Asian in this podcast.
All right, yeah, I forgot this
My
name.
wife's Asian.
I forgot Kamala Harris. Is that her name?
No, my wife.
Oh.
You're fucking nuts. Did
Yeah,
you say Kamala Harris?
Yeah, Kamala Harris. Yeah, you guys ever read my comments? I comment on every post that Biden posted on. They said, "Can we have a transgender something national day?" I commented and said, "Can we have a national felon day?" They didn't answer.
Yeah, so actually, I am noticing that with you. You do seem like you're a little bit more empathetic, a little more passionate. You kind of seem like you want to be like a voice for felons.
Yeah, like, I mean, okay, truth be told, I'm very aware. I'm very aware of how I've always been viewed. Family, people. I mean, I got a lot of friends, though. People around here like me. You know, I'm real social. But besides that, I am real empathetic. You know, even after I committed the crime, I was real upset. Like, I was embarrassed, like, with his family. Like, I really liked his mom. And, you know, I felt like I owed them a sincere, deep apology. It wasn't like I was like, oh, I did something good. But I also realized in my life, I'm like, look what this point that this person brought me to. Like, look what he does to me. Like, this is insanity of behavior. Like, you cannot act like that. And when you're 25 and stuff, you know, and you're trying to work in professional worlds, now you got to explain this whole thing. You know,
I just mean like you seem empathetic to like you feel like it seems like felons don't really. They get the shit end of the stick, and there's like a really hard. Like,
yeah,
some
I mean,
of
there's
them
a lot of people who get charged for things. Like, it's not like I commit crimes all the time. So it's like,
yeah. So there's a section of people that most likely are like, you know, pretty innocent and like not shitheads. There's like obviously a majority of the people in prison. We could use the word shithead. We'll say.
Yeah, like, for example, a lot of people get aggravated assault charges for really minor things that you wouldn't think they would. Like, you can get in a simple bar fight and they punch you, you punch them. You get a felon. Like, you're done. Like, it's not. There's no mercy. There, it felt like even no matter what decision I was given in the plea, I lost either way. I didn't walk out.
Is that a California rule too?
I don't know. I mean, I didn't think about skipping. I mean, I did think about skipping the fucking state, but I'm not allowed.
Yeah, exactly. Was there a moment in your mind where you were just like, whatever I got, I'm gone. Like fucking dip to Mexico. Like
what state were you gonna go to?
Yeah, I thought about it. I mean, I thought about like if they were gonna send me to jail, I was definitely out of here. I was gonna go to Florida. Had a plan. I was gonna
Florida.
Why Florida? You were gonna hit up Luke Morris.
Yeah, no, I was gonna hit up my friend Gina Burke. She told me I could come down and live with her because she was a felon on the run. So I was gonna go live there. But you know, when you do something like that, someone like me, because like I need jobs and stuff. Like you got to face it. So you got to figure it out, and you can't just hide. You know, because anywhere I go, they'll pull up that felony, and there's a warrant for my arrest. You know,
still.
No,
all is expunged.
But if I would have never turned myself in, there's a warrant for me. Like, I'm done. Yeah. Like, I get pulled over all the time. And even now, being on probation, I make one mistake, I go right to jail. I can never get in trouble again.
Well, I'm sure at some point you can. It just...
Yeah, right now I can't. But, I mean, I don't think I commit... They will, if I have another charge, it's on my record. They won't be
like
as...
the next 2 years, you're probably on a pretty tight fucking leash.
Yeah, like, if I, like, even drove... If I had a glass of wine and drove and got pulled over... prison, no bailing me in.
We don't suggest doing that. So you know.
Yeah.
For the viewer.
You don't have an ankle bracelet on, do you?
No, I'm not on house arrest. We tried getting me that. They denied it. I said, all right, fuck off, you fat redheaded prosecutor. I wanted to spit in his face.
That's kind of where that anger comes in.
Yeah, I can hear it in your voice. You're like like the Hulk. Like, hey, big guy. Sounds getting real low.
I see Dr. William Hearns. He's my psychiatrist. I see 2 therapists because when one pisses me off, I go to the other one. When you tell me what I don't want to hear, you're not making.
You sound like somebody I know.
Yeah, who? Maggie?
Yeah, Maggie sounds like somebody I know.
Who do I sound like?
Yeah, I just don't want to drop names, but maybe your father.
Yeah, and like I think a lot when you said like childhood, I mean, who do I remind you of? Don't forget who my dad is. I mean, come on. It's not like I made this personality up alone. I didn't make up this mental illness.
Oh, I mean, I think there's, some of it might have been.
Yeah, she's like Vince's inner thoughts, like in real life. Like,
it's that show with Tom Holland. Maggie's like the one that like just does the acts. Like, because there's moments where she has like the different personalities. So there's the one that's like, oh shit, we shouldn't do any of this. No. And then there's the one that's like, oh shit's going down. Like, what was that guy's name? Well, I started with like a G.
The Russian dude.
Yeah, he comes out and beats the shit out of everybody.
Yeah, like another thing is where I struggle too. I'm not afraid of anything, which is not good. Like even when I went to jail, I wasn't like I was gonna go to jail. I didn't care.
Yeah, wait, hold on. That reminded me. Let's talk about your mates for a second. Were they cool? Were they like ready to fight you?
She was by herself, I thought.
So I got put into like when you first get to like this. I don't think you guys are understanding. When you go to county prison, you're in a holding cell for the night. There's only 2 cells.
Yeah, you told me that. And then you said they throw you with some chicks.
No, so I didn't get put behind bars in George Hill. Basically, before I got prosecuted, they bring you in, they unshackle you, and they put you like in a waiting room kind of. It's like a little box, and there's like a bench that wraps around the whole perimeter of the room. And I'm sitting there with these 2 older women. One's in like a cheetah outfit, looks like a hooker. The other one's some, African American woman, and she's crying because she didn't pay child support for 8 months and she's in jail. And I tell them my story. The older woman who looks like a hooker loves it, thinks I'm a fucking idol, iconic, thinks I'm iconic. I mean, people love this story. People think it's the best thing I've ever done. I'm basically like a legend now for committing a crime. But at the end of the day, so they call me out there like Lombardi, your bail was posted, you're done. They don't care where you go after that. They give you a bus ticket and they tell you figure it out.
Oh, okay, I gotcha.
Yeah, the bus never comes for me though. I'm waiting in the snow. Bus never comes. So I finally get a hold of my, Sarah and Dad, and I'm like, here's where I am. They went to the wrong prison to get me. They pick me up. They cause a scene. They're so emotional. They make you emotional. So, they could have been like, the second I get in the car, I decide what I'm going to do. Do I cry to make them feel bad or do I act normal? So I cried. Dad's so distraught. He's about
like you plan to cry. You could just make yourself cry.
No, I mean, I haven't slept in a couple, I don't know. Yeah. I didn't really sleep. I mean, I was a little delusional. I just couldn't get over he was with another girl. I didn't care about the jail. I mean, I didn't care.
So you cry. Did they cry?
Oh, sobbing. Sarah's like, you need to go to a hospital. I'm like, they won't let me stay at the house. And so I'm like, all right. So they make me go to a hospital. It's a bunch of Looney Tunes in there. I hate it. Don't let you smoke a cigarette. Don't let you do nothing. Everyone's
Wait, what kind of hospital? Like,
why are you trying to smoke this?
Like a mental psych ward. And I'm like,
okay.
Yeah, and I was like, I'm not fucking. I said, I'll do 6 days. That's it. My lawyer comes sees me in there. I mean, it's humiliating. And there's people who are crazy there. They like loved it. They'd have group sessions. I was the only one who wouldn't join. I'd sit across the room and say, I'm not hanging out with you guys. I would sit on the phone all day, call everyone, upset the family, make them cry, and then call my friends and be just fine. So, I do that and I get out of the psych ward 6 days later. I choose to, stay with Jen Laird. It was a pretty good time, And then,
you have a primary care physician?
Yeah, when I feel like going. I mean,
you should get that cough looked at.
He's had this cough for 2 years. I know. I swear, even longer than that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
3 years when you used to do that computer job, when you would sit at your computer and call insurance companies.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's because I smoke.
Well, I mean, you got a lot of fucking crazy shit going on.
Yeah, I mean, you need something. I mean, what do you want me to do? It's either that or I go off the deep end. You pick.
What do you know? What do you do after work? What's I go to the gym. Average day?
I go to the gym. Sometimes we'll go get a glass of wine at the Ridley House in Delaware County. Go to Chasers. It's like a dive bar, shoot pool. I used to be in the league.
Do you? So I'm assuming that you're shooting pool. You're smoking cigarettes.
Yeah, sometimes I usually shoot pool with the older men. It's like a dive bar. It's all dark in there. You just shoot pool. You go home. I've calmed down a lot. I don't really go out.
What up, Random Rick?
Random Rick, dude. You missed a killer episode, Random
Rick. Yeah, I mean,
Rick, we've gotten the chat to be real quiet tonight. So if you want to spice the chat up a little bit, dude.
Yeah. He's down for questions.
Yeah, whatever questions. I mean, I can answer them. Luke, you got one?
I've taken it all in. I'm curious, I've asked a lot of questions. I just want, get some of the chat in here.
Yeah.
Yes, in the chat.
I mean, it
here.
sounds like your story is legendary.
Yeah, you approve of it for the podcast?
Yeah, I mean, it's a good story.
Yeah, I mean, I got a lot of stories. I can join some other episodes. I mean, there's so many things that happen every day. I mean, I can't even, I don't know. It's a rough run around here,
Yeah.
The
I
name
think
of it.
if I was you, I think you should, chase your passion of trying to make a better world for felons. And I
Yeah,
think
for
that
sure. I mean, for sure. I mean, because I don't think just having a charge. There's so many people who do stuff and don't get caught for it, and they deserve to be in trouble.
Yeah, so
Like,
maybe you should be like a public speaker.
yeah, I mean, I wouldn't want to stand up with Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. I mean, I don't swing on that side of the field. I mean, living here too, I'm very like, I am Republican, and I'm very, I'm real against the Democratic Party and the liberal. Just forget it. I'm not even going to pay you a
Do
lick
you
of.
do you respect the police department?
Yeah, I love police. I know you arrested me, but I like them. I do respect them a lot.
that's
Yeah.
good. Your brother's an officer, so
Yeah.
Yeah, so I do respect it, and yeah, I mean, I'm just the liberals. If you ever want to we can have a podcast about that because
Yeah, we can have a whole nother beast about that. We're trying to
isn't
get
that weird, dude? Like Luke was hunting somebody down in the woods trying to find him, and like that could have been you.
Yeah, can you imagine how fun?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they couldn't. The cops all knew who I was, and they were like actually laughing because like they're all younger guys, and they were playing hot and cold with my friend. They're like, "Are we hot or cold? Where'd she live?" Nobody would give it up, and then I was like, "All right, I'll turn myself in. I gotta find my car, And then I made it easy for them. They were never gonna find me. I mean, if I didn't want to turn myself in, you'd never find me.
So when you turn yourself in, are like they waiting outside the station, or you like roll in? You have
No,
to
I
talk
walk
to the
in, and they're
receptionist
like,
first.
No, I walk in, I say my name. There's like a couple police officers. They're like, you're under arrest, and they put my hands behind my back. My
Do they
dad's
read you your rights or they don't give a fuck?
they read rights. I don't even know. I don't remember
Vince
hearing
was
it.
with you?
Yeah, because I told him we got to get my car.
What'd he do at this moment?
Well, how stupid. What did he think was going to happen? We think we're going to pick my car up?
Probably.
You know what I said? I walked in and said I got work in the morning. I need my car. They said, yeah, no. They said, you're going to jail.
Okay.
And that
so
was,
they arrest you. Vince leaves immediately. Like there's nothing he could do.
well, they're taking me away. They put me in a cop car to take me to the correct
Okay.
station.
Okay.
Yeah, so they, I take I had to
that's
wait for-
how you got arrested. Okay, now I was a little
Yeah,
lost
so-
at what point you were in a car.
Yeah. So that's it. I mean, I don't know what happens after. I can barely remember. I just remember sitting in the back of a cop car.
Were there any donuts in the police station?
No, they were pretty thin.
Random Rick wants to know.
Yeah, that's what he said.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are no fucking donuts, nothing. They didn't have a lick of food for me.
We have a
At
lot
one
of
point-
police friends out here, and we'd be
So
curious.
in the morning, I get real anxious and I start banging on. I shake the cell and I'm like, "Come get me!" And they come down 20 minutes later and they're like, "All right, like you got to see the judge now." And I'm delirious at this point, and I'm like, "Yeah."
Did you
okay.
not sleep in the jail?
I was shivering and having nightmares. There's like a little light on all night, and the cop comes down all night and shines a flashlight in your cage.
Really?
know,
Do you have a pillow, a blanket, nothing?
Nothing. You sleep on a mat, a silver mat. It was like a metal frame.
With a like a cot.
Barely. It was like a gymnastics mat.
Oh, that's
What's the
bad.
toilet situation? Just a hole?
No toilet. I didn't use the bathroom.
But they let you go to the pisser if you need to?
Yeah, I didn't ask. I didn't want to. I don't think.
No blanket? Wow.
No blanket. They took my sweatshirt away. I was shivering.
I
They
bet in
said-
California you get like your own mattress.
Yeah, probably. They probably get you a pedicure before.
Yeah, they didn't offer me food. Nothing. I got nothing.
And you
Yeah.
were there for how long? How long in the cell? Do you know?
Yeah, the cell I got there probably like 9:00 at night. I was there till 8 in the morning. They put me back in the cell for maybe like an hour, and then they transported me. I probably left like it took a while. It was a long transport too. It was like an hour and a half. It was pretty far. And then, I get bailed out. They tell me to go, and I wasn't like when I got to the prison, there was a bunch of like men in like blue and white striped suits, and they're like whistling at you, blowing you kissy faces. You're a traumatized little white girl, so you're a little worried. And then, you finally get let go, and, they just say run for the hills,
They say
They
literally.
actually say that.
Yeah, he was like, run for the hill. And then he was like, the one cop was nice. He drove me halfway up. He's like, it's cold. I'll drive you halfway up. He didn't have to do that, but he did. Um, and then that was it for it, and then I go back to court, and the first session she doesn't come. And then she realizes me and Danny get back together. And Danny said she originally wasn't going to press charges. She then, when we get back together, chooses to press charges, just a little mad.
What went through your mind where you were like, oh, this is great. Let's get back together.
Yeah, that's where I get lost.
I just missed him and he missed me. And I was like, why don't you come over? I'll make you a turkey sandwich. He picked up my medication for me and we just made up and laughed about it.
True love right there. Turkey sandwich.
Yeah. And at first he was hesitant.
How do you forget everything that just happened, though?
That's where I would agree. Like the insanity part's like, why go back to court?
When he first came over, he was a little standoffish. He's like, I'm afraid of you. And I was like, I'm afraid of you, bitch. And then, like that's just where I don't know. We were just kind of nuts. He said it was half his fault. I said, yeah, it's half your fault. And,
wow. There's a lot there.
And then you just joke about it in bed.
Oh, yeah, we were cracking up. We were laughing. He was like, I'm sitting here telling this girl how crazy you are. And then all of a sudden you're driving behind me. I mean, sometimes we fight. He'd be like, you're crazy. I can't deal with you. And I'm like, you're fucking crazy. And I'd fist fight him. And, he'd duck and shit. I'm really not a man beater either. He just brought out a different animal in me. You just got to have known him. He was just a nut.
Advice that we would give on our end, I'd work on, mindfulness, meditation there. That's what I would leave this episode with. I would leave this episode.
I think you got a lot of aggression. You need to take it out somewhere. And I don't think.
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
What is it? Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
Yeah. Brian, my therapist, wants me to do it. I'll give it a try. He's been begging for weeks.
I would give it a try. Once you give it a try, I want you to pop back into the Nobo podcast and let the people know what's been new. But
yeah. Are you guys
lost all
down?
viewership? Yeah, we're shutting down soon, but we lost all viewership.
All right. Well, you guys can post this on YouTube. I think we can, start a foundation for felons, and
Is Spotify okay?
Yeah, anything's good.
We were live on the gram. I'm not sure if you saw.
Yeah, I mean, nobody around here follows you anyway, so there's no disrespect to the folk of.
Can you change that for us? Can you spread the good word out there?
Yeah. Another thing is too, the girl's named Sarah. In case anyone was looking for, I hate the name Sarah now. Hate it. And
well, it's great. The live show.
Yeah. So.
Well, thanks for chatting. Maybe after some time you'll get back on here. Maybe you'll show your face.
Yeah, next time I'll show my face. I was just sitting here drying my hair, so.
Yeah, I mean, after hearing that you were in a car chase half nude, I don't know if I trust what's behind the camera sometimes.
Yeah, you're just a little
camera's nice to stay.
Yeah, so next time I'll make an appearance. All right.
Get the cough checked out. It's good talking.
Yeah.
Thanks for robbing the show and, giving the listeners a little bit something different tonight.
All right. Have a good
appreciate
night.
You.
All right. Bye.
Well, I guess I should change the title back to special guest. Fuck the pain thing.
Yeah. We didn't even I was going to ask her right there at the end what was the most painful thing she's ever endured in her life, but we didn't even get to that.
So CrossFit, dude.
Yeah. Let's unpack it. Viewership out there. Anybody got a comment? I know you guys are a nervous bunch.
Yeah. She's gone. Ask your questions
something.
now. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll help answer. We kind of diagnosed the story a little bit. Random Rick, he's got a couple things in there. He had a reference, turkey sandwich. He, a little bit early Thanksgiving forgiveness. Working out doesn't work. Fortnite it is. And he also called out.
You did miss a lot, Random Rick. You missed the whole car scene.
Yeah, you have to rewind this thing. We'll talk to our legal team over here at the Nobo and see if this is legal. It's
I'm more worried that Vince is gonna call me tomorrow and rip me.
Yeah, that's also true. But being an adult's a tough thing. But yeah, man. you know, 5 minutes of, anybody that wants to drop in. You got 5 more minutes. Any little live call-ins. We'll do our midweek review this week. I know we missed last week, but we got one scheduled for this week, right?
Yeah.
So
Does that work for you?
Yeah, I'm around this week,
Tell chat what happened last week. I heard there were some disappointed fans out there.
Yeah, I was at work. Sorry, chat. I was working late, grinding.
Thought you were at a happy hour.
I wasn't at a fucking happy hour. We just went to a team event, team dinner. We had a carnival at work. It was cool. Ferris wheel, animals, petting zoo. It was cool. I didn't get to go to that though.
All kinds of shit there.
Yeah, a lot of shit. But yeah, we'll do a midweek review episode.
It's a tough act to follow, dude. I don't
think I can even
add to this.
One up to that. Yeah, that was a phenomenal interview.
Yeah.
We'd like to thank Maggie for coming out and being vulnerable.
Yeah, appreciate that.
Takes a lot of cojones to get out here in front of our tough crowd. You got anything for the people, dude? Nobody's saying anything. It's a quiet chat, so
we got more viewers in here. We got 8 in the chat.
I think they're all coming.
So it's like that process and that.
Yeah.
Is Maggie? Let's just give a little history here, since they're not complete. Is Maggie she's your sister, older or younger?
Younger sister. She
probably your closest sibling, huh?
Yeah, probably closest sibling. We grew up together. We played in the neighborhood together, but I was trying to get Maggie to, to explain it a little bit more, but she was usually like, if I got bullied in school, she just sent me a picture of her pregnant cat. So if anybody wants to see it, I'll show the chat.
I think chat's really curious about that.
It's a cat. If you can see, it's a pregnant cat.
Random Rick, we started at 8:15 Pacific Standard Time today, and that would be midnight Maggie's time, or no, sorry, 11:15 Maggie's time. She
sent me this the other day too. That's Vince for the chat. But yeah, Maggie's my sister, younger. She was always, if anybody made fun of me in school, they got beat up. We used to play in the neighborhood together. We had the scooter gang together. We would rip the Razor scooters down the fucking hill. We would bike around the neighborhood.
Funny. Maggie actually claims that you're more of a hothead than her.
Maybe in my younger day was like a little bit more reactive.
She only references that one story with the chair.
Yeah, there was only one time, and who do you think pushed it? Maggie pushed me to the limit of explosiveness. After that interview, you could potentially be like, yeah, I could see why, or see how, not why. But yeah, I don't know if I would say I'm probably one of the calmer ones in the sense that and as I grow older and wiser, I have a lot of wise friends around me, like yourself and Chris, keeping me tame.
I don't think you were ever one to, I don't think you're confrontational. I don't think you're one to just.
Yeah, we had that conversation the other night, didn't we? We were like, am I confrontational? Yeah, I don't think so.
No, you'll bottle it up until you feel like you're in a comfortable spot. And then you'll be like, yo, fuck what that person said the other day. Like, fuck them.
Yeah.
I'm cutting them.
I say I'll cut a lot of people, but I typically don't.
Yeah.
But
Sam got cut on Friday.
Yeah, he did get cut on Friday.
For not participating in the coaching drills.
Yeah, and then he got recut again on Saturday when he didn't answer the phone. Yeah, when he tried to text us today, I just fuck him. Give him a 6-day ban.
Oh, shit.
Just won't talk to him. Bit my lip Rick. Really bad, dude. Tonight, you see it?
Random Rick, would you be interested in us interviewing you? Let us know, dude.
Repress those feelings like a real man.
I think we should get Random Rick in here for an interview.
Yeah, I'm down. We're trying to just work on the interview skills. We're going to start hitting random people up on our socials that we know that we want to chat with. That's like our next thing.
I think we did good for an unplanned interview.
Yeah, we could have dug deep. It was one of the I
wasn't sure, where we were allowed to go legally. Our legal team was asleep.
Yeah, Random Rick will do the same for your pod. Hell yeah.
Dude. You're gonna review us live?
Yeah, you could. I got some. Nothing's free. It's fucking true, dude. That's what we've been always telling our viewers. If you're gonna watch, you gotta fucking get in here and drop a subscription. Some of our reviews hate when I plug that. Well,
yeah, man. That's just.
Yeah, that's all I got.
Lot to unpack
We're gonna
there.
have the one on Wednesday. I got work tomorrow. You know, Sunday scary. So 9:30, calling it for me. Chat.
Yeah, I've got a fish tank to clean. So
Are you going back to that? Jesus
I
Christ.
gotta slave away at it, dude.
No. Well,
I'll have your
next
stuff
time.
for you at the gym.
What stuff?
The dose containers and the saltwater probe, salinity probe. You don't want it?
No, I didn't say anything. I gotta look at some of the other equipment and see what I gotta buy from you. I need a sterilizer. My ORP on this tank's fucked.
Oh yeah,
Chat.
I took that apart. You might need to get a new light bulb for it.
Gotcha. All right, chat. Well, it's cool. I'm gonna end the stream now.
Yeah, see you, chat.